Well, that makes it better. Thanks. Would have been muted the whole time. Anyways, what's going on, Shadow? Yeah, I did an art show since probably the last time we talked, which was pretty exciting. I'm gonna try to drop share it with my iPad so we can watch the video. Snowing today, so pretty exciting day all in all. Here it is. Hold on. I'm gonna do this, one of these. I'm gonna do one of these. Going to iPad 3. I think that's mine. Yep. Oh, what? Should have got it. So nice. Here's the venue. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you guys. This is Seattle waterfront. There's like things laying around everywhere. And I'll turn off the middle light so that we're not getting so much glare. We'll turn on the side lights so we're getting some light though. There we go. Move this to the side. Tonight's stream is probably not going to be all that long. Oh. But we will stream a little bit tonight. I have been missing a lot of streams lately. So here's the venue and all the paintings that I've been working on forever. There's the sound, Seattle Sound, or the Puget Sound. There's all the artwork. I didn't do the Jim Morrison, but I did all the rest of it. Finished, completed. Panda. A lot of artwork together. I sold one piece of art, which was nice, I guess. Thanks. I was tired. This is why I haven't been online. I've been pretty much devoting my life to this, studying for state exams and, um, you know, all sorts of things. But what I did want to talk about is some interesting ways to use Chat GPT in your drawings. Now, I'm not like a big fan of like getting all your work done or um like I'm not trying to promote the use of AI within artwork, but as in using AI as a tool to help you with your artwork is a completely different story. So I'm going to just show you how I did actually that skateboard. That's right. I'll show you right. So, oh, no, it's at the end. It's like the last scene. So this skateboard right here was one of the last boards that I had to do, and actually came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. But whatever. Anywho, so skateboards got done. The next part of this would be to show you what happened. Well, let's jump over into the main. And since we're over here, we can switch our cameras back so I don't look so ghostly. I don't look like I'm sitting in the fog. So yeah, we're jumped over here. I'm playing all my games. Trying to get through the last part of Battle Block Theater. I'm also doing some interview questions for a student of mine, so basically they're trying to get a job, and then I went in and asked ChatGPT to build me. Here's a comprehensive list of interview questions someone may be asked interviewing at Panera Bread. These questions are commonly reported by applicants in job interview guides. This process is usually short, often 10 to 30 minutes, and focuses on customer service, teamwork, and reliability. The questions below would apply whether the job is cashier, sandwich maker, line worker, or cafe associate in Washington State. The interview style is the same, typically the same nationwide. So it gave me all these answers, gave me all these questions, and I did Footlocker. Just ways that I'm using ChatGPT to kind of help navigate the world, at least for my students and who do have I mean, doing mock interviews is a great way to be prepared for an interview. I always thought interview is like kind of like a pop quiz, right? But not really a pop quiz because you can study for it. Um, and of course, you're super nervous your first interview, but then after that, they get easier and easier. And I don't know. Either people want you to work for them or they don't. And I found that eventually you have to move on. Anyways, ChatGPT also gives you all the answers. So if you ask it for the answers, you can also get the answers. I'm available most days. I'm flexible with scheduling. I'm willing to work evenings or weekends if needed. See, all good advice for kids needing their first job. Anyways, this wasn't what I wanted to look at. What I wanted to look at was this. And here's an interesting. I'm not going to show you all this first because we're going to go through like kind of how this all worked out. So, my first question, I entered this picture. This was very not finished. There was no UFO underneath it. Now it looks a lot different. And I'd drawn it out on my iPad a few times and run it back through a couple different programs, and I really didn't know what to do with it. And I don't have a lot of influence or people around me to ask questions in my own home, so I have to improvise, right? So, um, with no feedback and no direction, this is kind of a weird way to build self confidence um, for doing your artwork, right? Like if you're not confident and looks right or something, I guess you could talk to AI, and that's kind of what I did here. So I said, my question was, is this painting finished? That's all I asked it. And then the short answer says, short, honest take. It could be finished, but it doesn't feel finished yet. And that's a good thing because you're very close. Here's how I read it. So it gives me a reading on how ChatGPT sees, um, you know, sees this image. So I'm gonna bump it up a little bit so that we can get less is more. There we go. So painting. All right. Short, honest take. It could be finished, but it doesn't feel like it. Okay. What's wrong? What's already working? So it doesn't even give you what's wrong. It just tells you what's already working. It says concept is strong and weird in a good way. Giraffe and okapi hybrid moment is intriguing and memorable. Flat graphic style feels intentional. The simple shapes and outlines look illustrated rather than unfinished. Composition is balanced. Diagonal conversation between the giraffe in the lower left and the okapi upper right pulls the eye nicely. Background is calm and supportive. The sky doesn't fight the subject. What makes it not feel not quite done? These are subtle, but they matter. The tree feels like a base layer. Branches are very uniform in line, weight, and color. No overlapping shading. Where animals meet the branches, it reads a bit placed behind rather than supporting the weight. The animals not fully sit in the space yet. No casting shadows, even stylized ones. Feet and legs don't quite press into the branches. A copy's body especially looks like it's hovering. Which is true. These are all like good tips for your artwork, right? Shadow, are you gonna email me that the new drawing of yours? Cool. Send an email. I'll bring it up on chat or on the feed. Some outlines are crisp and confident. Others feel tentative and thinner. It draws attention unintentionally. So I just honestly did give me a visual. Hey, what's up? Tell me what's wrong with this painting because I don't like it. And there's a lot of things where I just go I don't like it and I don't like it. The funny thing is the painting I sold was my least favorite painting, but it was the one that sold. So go figure. I think it's very choppy, but that's just me. Just because I know how it was painted, I guess, and that's a whole different story. But so it says if you want it to feel finished without overworking it, you only need one or two of these, not all. Just simply shadow shapes, flat graphic, their bodies touch the branches. Slightly vary branch color and thickness for depth. Introduce one small sky detail, cloud, band, subtle gradient shift, or sun or moon hint. Add tiny leaf clusters near the focal point to echo the giraffe's pattern rhythm. If you were asking, is it finished instead of what should I fix, that usually means it's conceptually done, but visually wants one last unifying pass. If you want me to tell you if this is for display, sale, or practice, do you want it to feel more storybook, surreal, graphic poster like? One tiny push in the right direction will unlock it. So I said, please give me a visual example. I was like, all right, fine. I want to see what you think it looks like. So here's what ChatGPT ended up doing. I'm gonna shrink the screen down a little bit so we see. I actually did a good job. My finished project looked similar to this. I did do um I didn't put the sun in, I didn't do that shading, I didn't put the mountains in the background. And it looks cool, but I didn't end up doing it. And though a copy changed a little bit. So excuse me, wow. Oh, okay. I need to pull this up. Sorry. Oh man. It's been a long day already. Considering my day started 6 o'clock. Oh. Okay. And we're running that email. Never run email on this server, but that's cool. Okay, okay. I've seen that first one. Was that last time's? Yeah, that was sent to me in January. So this is Shadow's work from today. I like it, man. Looks good. Looks good. Nice use of shading. The eyes look good. The nose came out really good. This heart shape has always been a cool way to draw a nose. I have still struggle with my nose features. I need to jump back to Restream so I can read chat. Very nice. Looks cool. Looks cool. I need to grab something to drink. Hold on. Where did that go? That's not what I wanted to do. We're still looking at that. Nice. He looks how I feel, tired. Oh, okay. Let's get back to work. Um, Very cool sketch. I like it. Looks good. Very different from your first one you sent me from looking back at it. That's some of Shadow's work. You got a gram, you got an Instagram. I know you got a YouTube out there. Anyways, so back to this. This was a good look at it. And then I said, well, originally, like my original painting, I wanted it to have a UFO under here, and um, I wanted it to basically have the UFO holding him up, and him sticking his tongue out, and there being a large bushel of green leaves up here. Still, that was my plan. I probably could have done a better job on the green leaves, but I didn't. I need to get rid of a lot of this artwork. I know it's not going to sell at the gallery because there's not. I don't think there's any more shows this month. They said they might be doing something on one of these Saturdays, so I gotta keep my ears to the ground to see if we're doing that. I gotta show up and go mingle and talk to people. It's fine. Try to sell another piece of artwork. All right. So then I did this draft. I had to do this rendition. Then I said put a UFO underneath it with a bunny. So I said, can you take the original, make a version with the copy standing on the dome of a flying saucer with an alien and a bunny in it? Because this is like my signature trademark, but not this alien and not this bunny. They look very weird, very AI'd. You know what I mean? So then I drew my. I ended up drawing the alien and the bunny here. I need to hide my big old giant face. So then I drew, finished the copy, outlined it, didn't out. This giraffe got outlined so many times, and then unoutlined and outlined and then unoutlined. I couldn't tell whether I liked it dark or if it should be light, because it wasn't balancing. And as you can see here, I've actually started in on my tree, giving it a lot more shape and texture. And that was kind of a moving process. So I said I've been working on this piece and added the UFO I wanted, but it still looks unfinished. What can help me make it look more complete? First, I love that you committed to the UFO. It makes the whole thing unmistakably yours. The concept is strong and surreal in a playful way. Right now, it doesn't feel unfinished because the idea, it feels unfinished because of the integration. Here's what will make it feel more complete. Commit to a light source, the biggest one. Right now, the sky suggests soft light, but the forms don't agree. Pick a direction. For example, top left light, most natural with your sky. Then add shadows under the copy's hooves of the dome. Shadows of the dome. Shadow of the dome on the UFO base. Cast a shadow of the UFO onto the tree branch, even subtly. A slight shadow under the giraffe's chin. Even the flat graphic shadow shape will instantly lock together. The UFO needs weight. Currently, it feels like a sticker like. It's fixed. To fix that, darken the underside rim. A subtle, reflective light green glow from the alien inside. Add 2 to 3 small highlights on the dome to show the curvature. Slight atmospheric fade on the bottom edge to push it into the sky. Right now, the flying saucer isn't interacting with the environment. Tree depth pass. Edge consistency. What's actually missing? It's not detail, it's a relationship between the elements. Right now, animal plus tree plus UFO, but not yet. Animal interacting plus tree, UFO affecting space. Add interaction and it'll snap into place. If you'd like, I can Draw a quick markup guide painting showing you exactly where to add shadows or give you a super minimal 1 hour finishing pass plan. Wow. I didn't even know it asked me to do that. Just crazy. Please make me a visual image. So it did it. But I turned it back into this flying saucer. And I put the sun back in it. I did similar things. I asked, here's my skateboard. I had finished it up to this point. I liked it here. Um, Here's a new painting. Can you please help me define a light source? And can you show me where the rest of the highlights and shadows should go to make this more uniform? So it gave me a visual. Highlights, shadows, shadow, shadow under the collarbone, and then definitely did some more highlights on these boxing gloves. Sounds good. So at Mr. Uriu, you you is Shadow's Instagram. If anyone's interested, I would pop it up, but I don't even know. I don't have a window to pop that into. I should make that on the millions of other things I should make. But I had it run me a couple different, um, just ideas on that. I use ChatGPT a decent amount to get, just some basic work done. As such, we had some art club that needed information on. I have an art club, and I basically gave one of my students a list that says each one of these and what week he should be doing it, and then trying to come up with a little lesson plan or something. I don't know. I think it's over his head though, at least for the creative part, which is unfortunate because he's a pretty cool artist. He's always just drawing like the same demons and things like that, which is okay, but it's not too. It's just very one one style. Oops. There's my not cool anti-ice stickers. Quick little. There's There's how well ChatGPT could make me an ice cube. I was really struggling with that one. This is my first thing. I just said, please make me a color clip art image of an ice informant. And I don't know why he's carrying a bunch of money. He's got like a cell phone. I don't get it. What ChatGPT thinks about things sometimes blows my mind. Banana yodeling. That's for my 12 Days of Christmas, wasn't it? I have that written down somewhere. A lot of interesting, like weird threads on the ChatGPT line. You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna run this stream that long. I think I'm gonna cut it early. It's been a super long week. I do kind of want to show you what those paintings came out looking like when they were done, but I don't even know if we have to use the video. It's also been snowing here today in Seattle, so it's been just kind of a mellow chill day. Probably just gonna go curl up with my iPad and watch a movie. I don't even have a picture of it. Not finished. That's why I have to go down to the gallery and go get a bunch of pictures of things, get some stuff done. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up 15 minutes early today. Um, I'm not doing any artwork tonight. I've really done so much art in the last couple of weeks. I really just gonna take a break. Actually, there's a painting on an easel behind me, which I'm trying to get my. That's been crooked this whole time. Um, I'm trying to get up the courage to start it. I also need to put the webcam up on a post so that we can watch me paint it like Bob Ross style because it's a big one. And that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. I also probably won't be able to read chat at that point. So there's a few problems with it, but overall, we'll get it done. And we'll be back on streaming, I think, on a regular schedule. The videos need to start coming out because summer's going to sneak up on me here and then it's all going to be over. So I really want to get ahead of some things. Other than that, I don't know. There's not too many things going on. I look so tired. I'm watching myself run back chat and just look exhausted. Anyways, thanks for joining me, Shadow. I hope you're doing well out there and keep up the artwork. It looks great. I'll be continuing to do artwork here shortly. Like I said, it's just been a crazy month with painting for the art show as well as like, I mean, I really do a lot of art. I help two sets of students in, or one set of students in my school schedule this year looks like cartooning, drawing and painting, graphic design, and I might put animation on there with a little bit of engineering. So I'm learning how to do some 3D modeling too, which is really cool. And that's going to be a problem. Once I learn how to 3D model, ooh, I'm going to be wanting to, it's going to be a printing show. But yeah, we're going to take off 15 minutes early. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, everyone's having a good weekend. Let's head into the weekend strong. Oh, and keep going with the artwork, everyone. And we'll see you guys here next time. All right. Thanks for joining me as always, and have a great evening. Peace.